Welcome back to Nose for the Ball. I'm Nose, and this is Rookie Watch. We're going to kick things off today with an upgrade point for Chris Hargrove that he earned in the last episode. His accuracies all look great. I'm not worried about those. I just want to be better on the run and under pressure. He's highly rated under pressure, but he definitely struggles most in those situations. So going after that. So more improviser upgrades, which makes sense to me. It's kind of the direction of the league. I did kind of consider Scrambler, but it just doesn't make sense at this point in the season to try and go that direction. This isn't really the most exciting result for this upgrade, but it will help in game. But we've got a lot to get into today, so let's move on. Before we get into the games, I do want to quick take a look at the NFL season records. We're coming up on a few. This has been kind of a crazy year. I'll talk more about that later. Kind of surprised that this single season passing yardage record hasn't been broken yet, just because of the way that the game sims this year. There's a lot of. That said, Mahomes, Brady, Allen, Burrow, and Jordan Love, of all people, have all come within 100 yards. Nobody in the last couple of years, though. Hargrove only needs 627 to tie the record. Manning also has the touchdowns record in that year. Hargrove is really close, just 4 away. Obviously, seems like he's going to get that one. Now, this is the point where I realized that I missed that Breece Hall broke the rushing record last episode. So, whoops. Obviously, the running game was a little out of control in the first couple of episodes. I definitely corralled it a lot, but he just kept putting up numbers. He got a lot of carries and had the stamina to really be the bell cow. So that did it, and I'm okay with that. I believe Hall is currently at 18 touchdowns, so he'll probably get on this list, but he's not going to be breaking that record. Madison Samuel, though, is about to obliterate the receiving yards record as well. Garrett Wilson is at about 1,600, so he'll probably break into this list, but not going to be high on it. Samuel also only 2 touchdowns behind the receiving touchdowns record, but Garrett Wilson is only another 2 behind Samuel, so maybe he'll catch up. Hargrove is right at 4,850 yards, barely clinging to a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which that's a lot of picks when you've thrown 50 plus touchdowns. Breece Hall obviously broke the record here. The 6.5 yards per carry is the key. Dickerson's record was with like 5.6 yards per carry. Adrian Peterson's second place spot is 6.0, so a really good season long mark. And then finally, this golden duo of Samuel and Wilson. 40 touchdowns between the two of them is just amazing, not to mention over 3,500 yards. Part of me wants to opine a bit about just how much volume stats we put up, but I think this is just kind of the way it is with Madden. I'm not trying super hard to get huge stats. It just kind of happens with the way the games flow and what the defenses are giving me. The first game today is going to be against the Colts. They are 7-7, headed by Desmond Ridder, who's making not very much. He's got a 1-year deal as a bridge quarterback here in Indianapolis. He's been fine, but not really looking at him as a huge threat. He's definitely been a bit of a journeyman here, but has acquitted himself well here and in Vegas last year. Jonathan Taylor certainly will be a threat. He is awesome, has been awesome, and will probably continue to be awesome for several more years. They've also got a solid backup here. Michael Pittman has developed quite well. He will be Ritter's favorite target, I'm sure. A couple of young guys as well. Loving that 98 speed, 96 acceleration on Judge. Solid starting tight end here in Cody Houseman, and then the offensive line is really strong with the morale boost, only one guy under an 80, which is great for what I'm seeing on teams right now. Lots of talent on this defensive line. Kwity Paye certainly up there. Asai, not bad, not going to be a liability, I guess. And then they've got DeForest Buckner, who of course is awesome. Solid veteran in Shaq Leonard, but after that it is going to drop off a bit. Rashaan Evans, who's just kind of aging and not particularly well. Matt Keenan doesn't look like anything special. Vince Cheeks, great name, looking like a really good cornerback. And then kind of mediocre after that, but some young talent that might be good later. Then they've got Julian Blackman, Brian Cook, just fine. I think if we can get to the second level, we're going to be just fine. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into the game. As I said in the last episode, I'm going to be going through at a quicker pace today. It's going to be a little less formally telling the story of the game and more just showing highlights and Hargrove's plays. He's going to try and throw here after a couple of runs. We know we're trying to throw. Instead, he's blindsided by Matt Beasley, and DeForest Buckner is going to score a touchdown. Very quickly, another third and relatively long for the Jets. The Colts do have something to play for. They're just on the edge of playoff contention. Hargrove's throwing out of the sack again. This time he does get it to Wilson. Nice catch. There's kind of a glut of teams with a 500 record at the bottom of the wildcard race, so all those teams are looking to win to stay in it this week. Hall with a nifty juke inside for a gain of 7. On the other hand, the Jets need to win this week to cement their #1 seed. Chiefs and Steelers fans, of course, will be cheering for the Colts this week. Hargrove looking to throw on 3rd down, and Wilson can't survive the collision with Shaq Leonard. He'll punt. Indianapolis is forced to punt the ball right back, so the Jets have it at their own 20 now. Hargrove, little RPO action, and Wilson does hang on this time. 2nd and 1 now, maybe a good chance for a shot play, although Hargrove has been a little over-aggressive on those as of late. Will fake the handoff. Now throws outside to Wilson. He's got it at the 50, and it's running across the Colts 40. There's the Jets offense we know and love. 3rd and 7 now after pressure caused an incompletion. Hargrove being pressured again, and he just gets this one away. Lucky it was incomplete. Jets will attempt a long field goal, and they do get it. Unfortunately, the Colts go right down and score 14-3 now, and the Jets have another big 3rd down in their own territory. Hargrove's got happy feet. Now he dumps off to Hall. Spin move, breaks a tackle, fighting for yardage. Great effort, and that's a 1st down for the Jets. New York really needed that play. Hargrove under center now in his own 37, fakes the handoff. Fires left to Samuel, and that's going to be the record. Shoestring tackle at the 40-yard line, but Madison Samuel has the single season receiving record. Good coverage there, but just enough room for Hargrove to fit it in. A nice throw. Passing again here. Throws it towards the sideline to Wilson, and Brian Cook breaks it up. I kind of thought the safety got there a little early. Could have been pass interference, but no flag. Is 3rd and 7 now, and a little behind Drew. It's going to be 4th down. Jets do not want to settle for another field goal, though. They come out in the gun set to go for it on 4th and 7. We'll see if they actually do or just go with a hard count. Hargrove does snap it, fires to the left, and that's a great play by Marcus Woods to knock it away. Turnover on downs. The Colts add a field goal, extend their lead. Jets need to dig their way out of this one. Hargrove with play action again. He's got Wilson wide open. Spin move away from Vince Cheeks and wrestled down by Cook inside Colts territory. Not a lot of running room so far for Breece Hall. This front 4 is dominant right now. Hargrove looking to throw. Again, he's got Wilson. He breaks a tackle but goes down inside the 30. Over 100 yards on the day already. Lots of chatter about Samuel breaking both the yardage and touchdown records, but Wilson is not that far behind him. 2nd in the league in both categories. Now Hall getting through traffic. This is going to be a touchdown. That's what this Jets running game needed. They're right back in this one. Kind of an awkward play, bounced off the back of Leonard. Leonard knocked over a basket, and there's nobody left to catch Hall. The Colts punt it back, so the Jets have a chance to tie on this drive. Hargrove fakes the handoff from his own 10, throws left to Samuel. He's got a lot of green in front of him, sprinting up the sideline, finally knocked out of bounds just across midfield. 3 minutes left in the half. Hargrove hands off left to Hall. He's got some space, got another 1st down, and suddenly he's over 5 yards to carry. The Indianapolis defense started out stifling, but suddenly the Jets offense has all the momentum. Counter play to Hall. He's got some space on the left, gets a block, and an absolutely filthy juke. Baskets in a blender. Leonard can't catch him. Another long touchdown for Breece Hall. It's a tie game. For all his success this season, Hall hasn't really gotten much use out of the juke this year. He mostly just gets the corner on guys, but that time just absolutely puts the safety in a blender. Let's watch it one more time. Whoop! There he goes. Colts tried to get something going, but a penalty killed the drive. Now the Jets have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Hargrove loading up deep. Samuel is out there. He's got him, but it's got a little too much air under it. Somehow the rookie Jalen Dockett caught up at the last second and knocked that one away. Looked like it was going to be a huge play. Instead, 3rd and 7 now. Hargrove pressured, throws right to Wilson, and that's a perfect sideline pass and a great catch. Clock stopped with 1:05 to go. Jets are just past midfield. Hargrove under center, drops back, fires left. He's got Wilson. He's got space. He's not gone. Looked like a touchdown for a moment, but Basket managed to clip him by the ankle. The Jets let some time run off the clock, but their first play from the 9 was incomplete. Now Hargrove Back to pass again, rolling out to the wide side of the field. Pressure coming, gets it away to Samuel, and that's a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. What a play by the Jets, and they've done it again. They've come all the way back from an early deficit to take the lead before halftime. Improbable, and yet they do this constantly. It's crazy. The Colts' first drive of the half ends in a punt. 2nd and 3 now for the Jets. Another play fake. Plenty of time, and now throws it to Wilson. Nice catch, and is tackled by Basket. Basket's been seeing a lot of Jersey backs today. Not sure why he's getting so much playing time. Hargrove looking to pass again. Fires left to Wilson, and what a catch over the rookie, Jalen Dockett. You did not have to do him like that. This throw should have been a little more outside, but Garrett Wilson says, no problem, I'll just add it to my highlight reel. Later on this drive, it's 3rd and 5, Hargrove in the gun. They are in field goal range. Fires over the middle, he's got double Drew, and that was a great route, put Brian Cook in a blender. We've seen Drew run that route a lot and struggle doing it against linebackers, so nice to see him beat a safety there. Handoff to Hall, he's going to fight for it, and he's got a touchdown. Not a whole lot of resistance there, and the Jets take a 2-score lead. Touchdown number 21 on the season for Breece Hall, 3 in this game, and this run defense has completely lost its mojo. I believe that puts Hall in the top 10 in a single season for touchdowns. They'll fake it to him here. Hargrove is crushed, and Becton dives on the loose ball. He was looking because he got totally turned around by Osai. That leads to a 3rd and very long for the Jets. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Hargrove back to pass. Throws it up long. He was under pressure, and Samuel can't come down with this, but they're going to call pass interference. The call is on Basket. He is not having a good day, but I don't really agree with that one. So perhaps a bit of a break there for the Jets. 2nd and 6 in the red zone now. Hargrove back to throw. Passes over to the middle to Boyd. He's got it, and he's fighting close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short. 5 wide now from the 1-yard line. Hargrove takes the snap. Blitz coming. Fires left. He's got Wilson. Touchdown, Jets. Hargrove saw that linebacker blitzing and knew exactly where he was going to go. Indianapolis turns it over on downs in the red zone. Jets now have some backups in 3rd and 7 here after Culliver can't get much in the first 2 carries. But here he is making a catch. A great route on Vince Cheeks, the top cornerback. Culliver runs unusually good routes for a rookie running back. Cheeks is more of a zone corner. They had him in man here. Thought he could take it on a running back, but that's a little embarrassing. 2nd and 3 now, 7 minutes remaining. Culliver to the left side, blasted by Rashaan Evans, and the ball falls back into Colts' hands. Colts do manage to score off the turnover after a first down run goes nowhere. Donald Peterson in the game. He's got some space, slips a tackle, and he's got a first down. Looks like we may see some more of Peterson today. 2nd and 6 for the Jets. Fakes the handoff, throwing right to Wilson, but a little out of sync there. 3rd and 6. Jets are just trying to get to the end of the game here. Will be a screen pass to Peterson. Doesn't really get any blocks, and he's wrapped up short of the marker. Jets will go for it. This would essentially end the game. Spreading out the defense, it'll be a handoff up the middle. Peterson has plenty of space, bounces off a couple tackles, and he falls forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and 9 now. We're past the 2-minute warning. Colts are calling timeout, so the Jets will need at least one more first down. Hargrove fakes the handoff, fires left. It's Javon Kitchen in for Boyd late in the game. He beats Marquez Fields to the corner, and he's got his very first NFL touchdown. Great play, and this one is very much over. Looked a little lost there for a moment, but just got a little dance going. This looks like he might have learned it from Madison Samuel, though. Speed kills, and Hargrove is fired up for his boy. The Colts turned it over on downs. We ran a play. They're not going to bother calling timeouts, so we'll just take a knee here. Indianapolis did play really well. They just couldn't keep it up long enough. That'll do it for this one. Solid game for Hargrove today. He did struggle a little bit with the pressure at times. A couple of sack fumbles, which we haven't seen much from him this year, actually, after having one in preseason. That was a big deal. 3 touchdowns, 377 yards. Longest pass of the game was that Kitchen touchdown at the end. Meanwhile, Ritter not very good, sub 200 yards. The Colts offense just couldn't get a lot going. Only 2 touchdown drives, and one of those started in Jets territory. Breece Hall had an awesome day. Those first 2 touchdown drives were really needed, really got us going, especially after the run had struggled to that point. Got the backups in, had some fun as well with them. Culliver has been kind of inconsistent. I think that's his 2nd fumble towards the end of the game. Garrett Wilson had an awesome game, did have a few drops. Most of those were because I should have done possession catch and got greedy and tried to run after the catch. Once Wilson hit like 100 yards, I did manage to spread the ball out a little more, got more other guys open. Kitchen got that first touchdown, which is nice. Not too much else to look at here. I did like that play from Culliver, though. Not a big day on the stat sheet for Samuel, but he did break the single season receiving yards record. This upgrade will finally get him to an 80 overall, but he's a much more well-rounded player than he was at the beginning of the year. With win number 14, we officially clinched the number 1 seed. And this week we take on the Commanders, the one actually bad team in the NFC East. That said, we are going to be playing against their defense, which is one of the best in the league. Probably would be even better if their offense was worth anything. Let me show you what I mean. If you remember from the preseason episode, we took on this team and they had Nick McQueen, a second-round pick from a few years ago, who won Offensive Rookie of the Year, has just struggled with interceptions, but really turned it around in 2026, a much better ratio that season. Unfortunately, has regressed this year. They have not given him a new contract. Don't know if that will change by the offseason, but this is where he's at now, so really kind of holding them back, it seems like. They've actually got a pretty good passing offense in terms of yards per game and a very low-rated rush offense in the same terms. However, I think that's probably because they just don't have a complete offense, can't finish drives, and it leads to playing from behind a lot of the time. Brian Robinson has developed pretty well here, but unfortunately hasn't been able to do much this season, it sounds like. Scary Terry and Jahan Dotson are a great duo. They've got Craig Langford, who's a promising young player as well, so plenty of toys for their quarterback. Irv Smith is apparently an X factor now. Offensive line, though, looks quite bad on the left side and at center. So maybe that's where the real struggle is. Maybe it's not that much on the quarterback. They do have Chase Young and Montez Sweat, a dominating duo, and Jonathan Allen up the middle, along with a young, talented defensive tackle. Really good front four. Linebackers, not so much. They do have Jamin Davis, but he's really the only player of note. Then a really good cornerback in a Fuller and Nash duo. Adoree Jackson, not too shabby as the third guy. Cameron Curl and Max Brooks are your safeties. Brooks is kind of the only weakness in the secondary. The Commanders go 3 and out, and the Jets take the field for the first time in the season finale. They'll start with a play action here. Hargrove's got some time, fires downfield, and he's got Wilson. That's a big gain for the first play of the game. We're used to shootouts with the Jets, but Washington has the worst scoring offense in the league and a very good defense, so don't be surprised if this one's a little bit lower scoring. Hargrove making some adjustments at the line, throws it out to Madison Samuel, and he's got the corner. He's gone. Nobody's going to catch him. Dives into the end zone, and I'm sure he'll get up and dance. Good route concept against cover 2, and it was to the side of Brooks, so they are already exploiting the weak link in the secondary. Almost forgot in all the excitement there, but mark it down. This is the touchdown pass that will tie the NFL record for most in a single season. 3 straight completions for Nick McQueen and the Commanders punt. Hargrove throwing now on 2nd and 5 out to Wilson, and he's sandwiched by 3 defenders. Valiant effort, but it'll be 3rd down. Hargrove in the gun once more. Hall back into the backfield. Takes the snap, fires over the middle, and Wilson can't hang on. Got caught looking forward, took his eyes off the ball. Washington finally manages the 1st down, but no more than that. Hargrove under center, will pass. Fires to the right, and Boyd has it. Will be close to the 30-yard line. 2nd down run goes nowhere, bottled up nicely by this defense. Hargrove making changes on 3rd down, will throw. Got time and fires right to Wilson, and he secures the catch this time. Not much going in the run game so far. 4 for 9 for Breece Hall. Hargrove to pass again, fires over the middle to Samuel, and he's got a 1st down. Jets on the edge of the logo. It is 2nd down, under 2 minutes in the 1st. Hargrove fakes the handoff, and he's clobbered by Chase Young. He's a bad man, and Jamil Barrett is not a good matchup. 3rd and long now. Don't often see the Jets punt on consecutive drives. Hargrove dropping back to pass. Montez Sweat is there. He throws out of the sack, and everybody misses it. Jets will punt again. Good defense. Redskins get on the board with a field goal. 2nd down now for the Jets. Hargrove will fake the handoff, looking to pass. He's got some time. Now it runs out. Man in his face, he gets it to Samuel, and a one-handed catch, putting some spice on it. That will break the record, both for throwing and receiving touchdowns for Hargrove and Samuel, respectively. Hargrove had time to let this develop, and then pressure came through. Really nice throw with a guy in his face, although could have been a better attempt. And then Samuel just decides to only use one hand. There's no reason for it. He's got tons of space to make the catch. He probably could have stopped and still gotten into the end zone, but I guess he wanted to add to his highlight reel. Commanders went for it on 4th and 6, did not get it. Don't think I agree with that this early with the score the way it is, but now Hargrove loses the ball again. Montez Sweat with the sack. Conklin picks it up and can't get anywhere. 2nd and 16 now. Hargrove in the gun. Dropping back to pass. Fires long for Wilson. Coverage looks good, and it is knocked away. Another 3rd and very long. This Redskins defense, aside from 2 big plays, has been as billed. Hargrove dumps off to Boyd, and he's got space enough to get the first down. After a run goes backwards and an incompletion, it's 3rd and long again for the Jets. Hargrove back to pass, pressure coming, throws it up to Boyd. It's intercepted by Cameron Curl. He just forced that one. Should have just taken the sack. Instead, Washington will have the ball at midfield. The Commanders basically got one good play, and it was enough for a field goal. 14-6 now. We're back to a one-score game. Hit off right to Hall, and he's got space for the first time today. 10 yards and a first down. 3 minutes left in the first half. Hargrove fakes the handoff looking to pass. He's got Samuel open. Cameron Curl could not hang with him. Samuel up the sideline and knocked out by Fuller. Jets flip the field now 2nd and 3 after Breece Hall finally gets over 3 yards of carry. Looks like a screen pass now for Hall. He'll get the first down and not a lot more, but a decent gain. 1st and 10 in the red zone, under 2 minutes to go. Throwing to the left side, that one was dangerous. Lucky it's incomplete. I think he misread the coverage. 2nd down now. Hargrove in the gun. He'll look to throw the ball here. Fires to the right and good coverage by Don Ball. 3rd and 10. Hargrove is under center at the 15-yard line. Drops to throw. Jonathan Allen up the middle. Hargrove is lucky to get that one away harmlessly, and Allen has been a menace today. Entering the second half, 17-6 Jets. Not really what we've come to expect from them, but probably about what Commanders fans have come to expect. Hargrove, play action, he gets it to Boyd, and that's going to do it. That's going to break the single season passing record, and a big play for Tyler Boyd as well. 2nd and 12 after yet another tackle loss in the run game. Hargrove looking to pass. Montez Sweat is coming, no sack for him, but he does cause the pass to go awry. 3rd and 12 now. Jets are on the edge of field goal range, looking to pass. Hargrove fires long. Samuel is down there, but it's tipped by Jackson and intercepted. Kendall Fuller caught it off the tip. The defense certainly keeping Washington alive, but their offense still can't seem to do anything. Hargrove takes the snap. He's going to bail out to the right, running from pressure, throws it up for Drew, and that's a catch, and a 17-yard gain. Lofted it cross body, not a safe throw, but it worked out. Now Hall squeezes through the middle, and he's almost got another first down. 2nd and 1, we'll see if they take another shot. They do not, though. It's Hall up the middle. Good blocking this time, and he's got a big gain. Seems like we might be seeing what Washington's whole season has been, which is just the defense running out of gas because the offense can't stay on the field. Hargrove will dump it off to Wilson, and he'll pick up a first down. Into the red zone now. Jets still in the shotgun. Hargrove dumps it over the middle again to Wilson, and he'll fight forward for yet another first down. 1st and goal now. Hall up the middle, breaks a tackle from Allen, and fights through Cordell Marshall for the touchdown. Washington now faces a 3-score deficit. Commanders get a single first down and then punt again. Jets bringing in the backups. Donald Peterson with a nice run to start. Skipping ahead into the 4th quarter now. Jets have a 3rd and 7. Hargrove fires right to Javon Kitchen. He's got a first down. Don Ball can't make the tackle, and now he brings him down. Put an extra 5 yards for Kitchen. 3rd down again for the Jets. Understandably, the backups aren't running too well against this defensive front. Hargrove fakes the handoff. Fires over the middle. He's got Wilson sandwiched by 2 safeties, and he almost broke free, but down to the 15. Jets now have a 3rd down in the red zone. Hargrove takes the snap, looking to throw. Fires to Wilson, but not on the same page there. The Commanders actually scored fairly quickly, so maybe still a chance, but they'll need a defensive stop, and they're looking gassed. Donald Peterson for 10 yards. Under 4 minutes to go, 3rd down for the Jets. Fakes the handoff, blitz coming. Fires left. He's got Javon Kitchen across midfield for a first down. Another good run by Peterson, gets another first down. Now he's got the ball again, and he loses it. Commanders recover. They are not interested in rolling over. Commanders run out of time. They almost score again, but take a goal line sack. That'll end it. Tough day behind center for Hargrove. He did end up with a lot of yards and the 2 touchdowns, but really very boom or bust. Was under a lot of pressure. Maybe got too aggressive at times, but I think he did fine. Run game struggled a lot, and I think that puts more pressure on the passing game. Samuel had a couple huge touchdown passes and a couple other long catches, but not really anything else. Boyd actually outgained Wilson by a yard, but in terms of receptions, we spread the ball around a little more than usual. It's a record-breaking day for Hargrove, and so he's going to have some skill points to work with. 2 of them, we're going to put them both into improviser, and he's going to get a throw power upgrade, along with some other stuff, but that's up to 99 throw power. Very cool, should be fun, and his ratings are elite. Madison Samuel going to get one as well. Of course, he also broke a record today. It's getting hard to keep track at this point with this offense. I did also swap out a superstar ability for Hargrove, just put on inside Deadeye instead of lofting Deadeye. We did accomplish our little scenario goal against the Commanders defense. I keep wanting to say Redskins and stopping and re-recording myself, but Hargrove's going to get some boost. That'll be nice for the first playoff game. In the last game of the regular season, we've got the Eagles, who are a 500 team, only 1 game back by record in the NFC East. However, Cowboys and Giants play each other this week and have far better divisional records, so I think the Eagles are pretty much out, no shot at a wild card spot either, so they'll just be playing for pride. Since Jalen Hurts left for Seattle, the Eagles now have Tim Pearson, second-year quarterback out of Wyoming. He was a 5th-round pick last year, but won Rookie of the Year. Numbers do not look quite as good, but definitely still a guy who's developing. You certainly love it for a 5th-round pick. He's got star dev, high 70s. He'll be just fine, I think. He does have a big hole in his game with deep accuracy, but everything else looks just fine. He's very athletic. So if he can hone that deep ball, I think he'll be just fine. Miles Sanders is still hanging around here. They've got a couple decent young backups as well. Then at wide receiver, the Eagles are stacked. Devonta Smith has developed extremely well. A.J. Brown is still here and great. And then they've got Jacoby Noel, a young stud, and a 99 speed guy in the 4 spot. Dallas Goedert still here. Really good offensive line. This is like insanely good. Only weakness is right tackle. Defensive front is very good as well. Josh Sweat is really good. And then they've got an X factor on the interior, Tony Reveron. Hassan Reddick is an X factor. I hate that we have to play this team right after the Redskins. Commanders, again, goodness. However, big weakness at cornerback, just a whole lot of mid here. The floor is high, but not really any high ceilings. None of these guys are young enough to be really excited about for the future, except for maybe Branch down at the bottom there. And then at safety, just okay. Camille Mayo is certainly a guy I would draft just based on the name. Alright, let's get right into it. Eagles stall out at midfield due to penalties, but the Jets are going to start at their own 2. Hargrove to throw, gets it to Wilson. He's got some space, and he's up past the 20. After a good run, it's 2nd and 1. Hall getting the ball again. Turns upfield, and he's got another 10 yards. Almost 20 yards on his first 2 carries. 39 yards on their first 3 plays after starting backed up at their own 2. Hargrove to throw off the play fake. Now he's got Boyd open, covered by a linebacker. Bonito has no chance of catching up, and he's finally chased out of bounds inside the 20. 46 yards on that play, and Jets quickly have a threat to score. Hargrove to pass again. Fires over the middle for Drew, but McGowan knocks it away. 2nd and 10 now. Trips left for the Jets. Hargrove under center. Hands it off to Hall. He goes through the left side. Got some space. Turning the corner. Fighting through contact and into the end zone. Touchdown, New York. Philly scores quickly. Last play of the first quarter here. Hargrove looking to throw. Got some time. Now it's running out. Reveron causes the throw to go wild. 3rd down now for the Jets. Hargrove, play fake. Fires to the left, and that's intercepted by Juan Madden. Nothing doing there. He didn't see him, but there were 2 Eagles more likely to catch that than Tyler Boyd. The Eagles only turned that into 3 points, thankfully. So the Jets have it again. 2nd and 6 now. Hargrove looking to throw. Got plenty of time. Fires downfield for Garrett Wilson, and this one is intercepted by Christian Fulton. A little bit underthrown, and Wilson didn't see it. Big return for Fulton as well. finally wrestled down just inside Jets territory. Philadelphia now up 10, trying to give the home crowd a show, playing really well here. Tight coverage, and Hargrove will just fit that one into Boyd, but not much of a gain. Hargrove in the gun on second down looking to pass. Fires left to Samuel, and that one was dangerous. Third down again. Hargrove alone in the backfield takes the snap. Will roll out to the right, trying to make the throwing lane appear, and finds Madison Samuel upfield across the Eagles' 40. Good job by Samuel to find space. Jets offense finally showing some life again. Hargrove in the gun on second and long. Dumps off left to Samuel, full stay in bounds, turn upfield, and he's got a first down. One weakness this year is when you can't find something deep, there's usually something underneath open. Hargrove forgets that sometimes. This time, though, going deep, and it's knocked out of Samuel's hands. Second and 10 now, about 2.5 to go. Hargrove play fake. Fires right, that's Javon Kitchen holding onto it. Good coverage by Madden, but a better catch. We've hit the 2-minute warning, second and goal from the 4. Hargrove fires right, Madison Samuel touchdown. It's a one-score game again. Eagles have to punt, so Jets have 25 seconds and 3 timeouts to work with. Hargrove fires to Wilson, and it went right through his hands. Christian Fulton with the interception. He's going to get a bit of a return on this one too, inside the 20. Don't know how much you can blame the quarterback on that one, but the Eagles only get 3 out of it. Third and 2 on the opening drive of the second half. Hall gets it easily, first down and more on the handoff. Second and 12 now. This Philadelphia defense still playing the run game tough. Hargrove drops back to pass, rolling out right, trying to create something. Sweat is closing. He fires and it's intercepted. Another one for Juan Madden. No relation. Tyler Boyd makes the tackle, and that's just a bad error by Chris Hargrove. Interception number 4 for Chris Hargrove. Eagles get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. It's a 14-point game. Hargrove play action, fires for Samuel, and he can't hang on. Had it, but lost it. Second and 10 now. Hargrove looking to pass once more. Fires left to Wilson, and that one is well defended by Madden. Third and 10. The Jets really need this one. Hargrove looking to throw. Pressure coming. Fires to the right. He's got Tyler Boyd across midfield. Plenty of room to run. Finally going to be chased down by Mayo, but he's inside the 20. Foster in coverage ran into the safety, and that's how he got so wide open. Jumping ahead to third and 9. Garrett Wilson wide open over the middle, and he's cracked down by TJ Edwards, but it's a first down. Second and goal from the 1. Hargrove keeps on the read option, should have given it, but he rolls over Josh Sweat, and he's in for the touchdown. He's hyped up. It's a one-score game again. Jets get the ball back with a chance to tie again. Hall on the handoff, cuts back left, breaks a tackle, bouncing outside, finally taken down. This game may be meaningless, but he's still fighting. Jumping ahead to second and 5, this will end the third quarter. Hargrove play fake, fires left, but it's knocked down by Sweat. Third and 5, this play will actually end the quarter. Hargrove fakes it to Hall, fires to the left, and that one's caught by Boyd, but dangerous. That one looked a lot like the first interception Hargrove threw, but we'll skip ahead past a couple good run plays. Play action here. Hargrove fires to the right. He's got Garrett Wilson, spins off a man, and is tackled down at the 12. Jets threatening to tie it up, but it's another third down. They need the 2 at least, or just a touchdown. Hargrove to Drew. He's got the first down, but will be short of the goal line. Good strong catch by Drew leads to first and goal. Hargrove is under center. Wilson to the left, isolated. He's got the touchdown. You cannot leave him one-on-one at the goal line. He will beat you on the slant. Finally, we are tied back up in Philadelphia. Eagles punt, not totally sure what happened. It said there's a 15-yard penalty on Presley Harvin, the punter. At any rate, the Jets get it at their own 33 and not much on the run. Second and 10, just over 6 minutes to go in this 28-28 game. Jets haven't led since the first quarter. Hargrove looking to throw. Coverage is good. Sweat is coming, but he can't bring Hargrove down. Reveron barreling down. He gets the pass away. Wilson's got it. Jukes Christian falling out of his shoes. McGowan chasing. Thomas chasing. Neither is going to get him. 66-yard touchdown, and the Jets take the lead. What a play. Hargrove came into this league already a really polished quarterback, but you can't say he hasn't improved. He would not have made this play earlier in the year. If this were college, you'd call this a Heisman moment. It might be my favorite play of his all year. Wilson just kind of finding open space out there. Throw is perfect, so it's an easy catch, and then just a filthy juke, and he's sprung. Tyler Boyd doesn't have to do anything but watch. Usually when you see a guy break a sack like this, it gets cleaned up soon after. It takes so long to reset, but Reveron's all the way back at the line. He's a big guy, slow enough that Hargrove can set his feet and get the throw away. Just one more time, let's watch Hargrove throughout the whole play. Gets away, throws it up. Reveron headed to the locker room, and Hargrove is loving it. Just heading to the sideline, gonna get some Gatorade, I guess. What a year for this kid. The Eagles are forced to punt it back. 4.5 minutes left in this one. Hargrove fakes the handoff, fires to the left, and there's Tyler Boyd in wide open space once again across midfield, across the 40, and the Jets are in business once more. This run game is finally doing what it needs to do, running down towards 2.5 to go. Jets are inside the 30. Hall takes this one up the middle, plenty of space, and he's tackled but makes the first down again. That'll be the 2-minute warning. Eagles use their first timeout after a run play. Jets are in the red zone trying to drive the final nail into this coffin. Hargrove rolls out after play fake, throws up to Christian Butler, and Christian Bolton knocks it away. The 30 Years' War has broken out in Philadelphia. It's Christian on Christian violence. Anyone? Anyone? Hargrove looking to throw again. He's got Madison Samuel wide open. Samuel gets one more to add onto his record for the year. White man dancing one last time. I think Javon Kitchen did that last week. Devonta Smith gets a 46-yard touchdown, but the Eagles can't recover the onside kick. This knee will end it. Oh, no. The Eagles are going to use their timeout. Alright, this knee will officially put an end to the regular season for both these teams. Playoffs await for the New York Jets. Bit of a messy one this week for Hargrove. In all honesty, I was not as focused as I maybe should have been for all three of these games. I think we were fairly lucky to get the win in this one. But outside of the interceptions, pretty darn good day for Hargrove. That one play was awesome. I really have never had any success with that break sack animation, even on like all pro. Decent enough day for Breece Hall. He carried the ball a lot and didn't really have a lot of efficiency, but got there eventually. Strangely, Miles Sanders had the most receptions in this one. Ball spread out a lot for both teams. This is Tyler Boyd's first 100-yard game of the year, and he got 150. Some huge catches that just hadn't happened for him the rest of the year, really. Garrett Wilson had a good day, but half of his yards came on that touchdown catch. Samuel a little quieter on yardage, although he did have a couple of touchdowns, one of them very short. Playoff bracket in stone, Chiefs will host the 7-seed Bengals. 3-seed Steelers will host the Bills, who slip in. Texans lost out after losing to us, and they'll host the 5-seed Chargers. Jalen Hurts and the Seahawks earn the 1 seed in the NFC. Lamar Jackson's Falcons will host the Bears. The Vikings started 7-0 and then went 3-6 to close the season, I believe. They'll host the Lions, and Cowboys will host the Bucks, the one team to beat us. Gonna flip through the standings quickly here. Ravens just missed the playoffs. Colts as well. Texans really limping into the playoffs, though. Bills had a positive 47-point differential, which seems really good for a 9-8 team. AFC West looks kind of like it does every year, I feel like. Vikings actually were 4-6 to end this season. I forgot about the 17th game, I guess. Packers are the only team to not make it in the NFC North. Tight race in the NFC South here. Tight in the NFC East, the Giants miss out despite tying with the Cowboys and beating them in the last week. I guess Cowboys had the tiebreaker anyways. I've said this before, but I really wish Madden would do a little better with showing the tiebreakers during the season in the scenarios. And finally, the Seahawks take the West with almost no resistance. One last thing, here are your bottom feeders, best chance to draft the best players in the draft, so we may be looking at one of these teams in Rookie Watch next year. Before we end this video, I do want to look at stats across the league. Starting with the Jets, of course. Hargrove, amazing rookie season. Never imagined it would be like this, except for the 30 interceptions. That seemed reasonable. I had a lot more success than I thought I would playing on all Madden. Thought about making stuff harder, but this is the way it is. We want our rookies to have good seasons. We want to kick them off with success in the NFL. They are supposed to be just these amazing prospects. Not a lot here to say that hasn't already been said. I did notice here that we were very close to 50-50 on run pass, just a little heavier on the pass. Breece Hall had an awesome season. He was amazingly good. Can't believe how much success we had with him, even after I adjusted stuff to make it harder. Did struggle a little in the last 3 games we played against some very solid defensive lines. 6.4 yards per carry is just insane, and it's because he broke off a lot of long runs. Culliver and Peterson were okay, fine for backups. Didn't need to use them all that much because Hall has a lot of stamina. Hargrove got into the end zone 5 times. Would have been a little over 100 yards on the season if not for taking a lot of knees at the end of games. Madison Samuel had a ridiculous season. I knew when I saw the speed at the beginning of this series that he was going to be game breaking at times. I didn't realize that that was going to mean just almost all the time. Early on, I focused a lot on Wilson and then kind of mentally balanced it out. But Samuel kind of took the lead in terms of yardage midseason just because he would house so many. Wilson, of course, had an extremely good season, one short of Randy Moss's real life touchdowns record, and just 7 yards short of 2,000. Tyler Boyd, I was surprised, only had 4 touchdowns. Is his first year in New York, not a bad one at all. In fact, his best in terms of yardage since he got well over 1,000 in 2022. Just completely went off in this Eagles game. Only game over 100. He had yet to reach 90 actually. And also his most receptions, I think, one other week with 5. But yeah, it was just a really, really good game out of nowhere. Don't need to look too long at our own defense, nothing crazy, but John Franklin Myers and Quinton Williams were by far the biggest forces on this defense. O'Shane Zimney's the only one close on sacks. He's only like a 71, got upgraded to a 72 late. I think I would have thought, based on how often I saw his name in the simming, that he was much higher rated, but that wasn't the case. Taylor Rapp led the team in interceptions, very nice. Sauce had a couple, picked up 9 deflections as well. One final note, Tommy McConnell was perfect on the year, hit from over 54 times. 13 of 13 overall on field goals, which is not that many, but 91 of 91 on extra points. Kick returns and punt returns were exceedingly average. Very boring. Looking at league-wide stats now, here's a surprise. Josh Allen also blew by Peyton Manning's record, which is crazy since nobody had done it in the 5 years of simming. And now another guy in our own division does it. Jeremiah Edwards, the other New York rookie quarterback, came in 3rd in yards. This is a really, really, really good season, honestly. In fact, I kind of feel like it validates the season Hargrove has, or at least reminds you, hey, this is a video game. It happens. He's up to an 83, which, reminder, is what Hargrove came out as, so that's nuts. Hargrove himself up to an 89, all the way up to 96 with the temporary boost and the morale. Very close to becoming a true 90, though. Burrow started out with an insane touchdown to interception ratio, but it dropped off. Bailey is the Chargers' second-year quarterback, a 6th overall pick last year, I think. A lot of really high yardage years here. Clark Dyson did stay really low. Really, really good ratio here. Love that for my Vikings. Kind of bummed that they dropped all the way to the 3 seed after seeming like a lock for the number 1. I think Cooper Shields is another guy who had a really good touchdown to interception ratio. I kept mixing him up with Carson, what's his face, on the Texans. I could scroll back here, but I won't. A lot of interceptions here, so looks a little less bad for Hargrove. Not going to comment on everything here, but not a great year for Herbert, under 4,000 and under 30 yards and touchdowns respectively. I'm sure that contributed to being the worst team in the league. Doesn't look like the Packers got another Hall of Famer, and Justin Fields still isn't doing a whole lot of passing. It looks like Daniel Jones did yield to the Raiders rookie quarterback. I talked about him a little earlier in the season. I wondered if he'd actually get to play this year. Didn't get to a lot, was probably a little worse than Jones. The touchdown to interception ratio is really what I'm looking at, but he definitely has more of a future than Jones at this point. Breece Hall led the league in yards by a little over 700, clearly a lot. Najee Harris actually tied him in touchdowns. They're both tied now for, I believe, 6th place with Joe Mixon, who did it a couple years into this sim. 24 guys got 1,000 rushing yards this year. That's insane. Also kind of validates Breece Hall's year. Sort of kind of, I don't know, Madden needs to redo the way that running backs work in this game because it's just not how it works in the real world at all anymore. Then, of course, we have receiving. Jets had the greatest receiver duo of all time, but a big part of this is that other guys just didn't put up very much. Tyler Boyd usually didn't have big plays. Injured Drew wasn't as fun as I thought he might be. We didn't use the running backs a lot. The Bills, however, also have two in the top five. Tyquan Thornton seems to be working out. I would love for that to happen in real life because I've got him in my Dynasty League. Giants have a duo both within 5 yards of each other. And there are a lot of 1,000-yard receivers. A lot. We're going to be scrolling for a while here, folks. Hunter Renfrow somehow still holding on to relevancy. Kyle Pitts, the first tight end on the list. Ray McLeod is in here. That's 3 for the Bills. I see TJ Hawkinson. I haven't seen another Viking. Where's Justin Jefferson? I can't actually remember if he's with them still in this series. Maybe he's injured. Who knows? There's a ton of these guys. Finally getting out of 1,000-yard receivers. 56 of them in total, plus these guys who are really, really close. So the average team had like 2,000-yard receivers. That's insane, and also a little bit validates the insane duo that we had going on. Myles Garrett broke the sack record, except for I think he already has like a 31 sack season in this sim or something nuts. Maybe it's not that much. L'Jarius Sneed led the league in interceptions, and then we got Kyle Hamilton, Juan Madden, Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah, I think I put a few of these guys on this list. I think Daniel Carlson, now on the Bills, is probably the best kicker. Did have an extra point blocked. So Tommy McConnell is the only 100% across the board guy. That's kind of fun. That will do it for this one. We'll sim ahead in the playoffs next time and see who won in the first round and see who our opponent will be. That way we can take some time at the beginning of the episode to peek into those, see what happened, and maybe get a little more familiar with the teams that we'll be facing. As I've said, it's going to be one video per playoff game just so that the video length doesn't spoil the ending or anything. Whenever the playoff run ends, whether that's one and done or a Super Bowl victory, we'll sim through the offseason, see what big moves happened, and then I'll do a bit of a draft preview, go through the draft, and we'll see who we're going to follow in the next season. Now, I wouldn't have wanted to go quarterback again unless it was somebody amazing, and this does look like a really weak quarterback class. That said, I'm not really sure what's going to come out on top because some of the top prospects look a little bit underwhelming, and I think we're just going to have to see the ratings to find out. That's why I haven't really dove more into some of that scouting previews like I kind of thought I would earlier in the year. But the thing I found with playing quarterback is I kind of feel like you need the whole game story. You're playing kind of the general of the offense, and so how the whole offense flows seems to matter. If you end up playing like a linebacker or something, you really just need the highlight plays and scoring plays, whatever. If you just stand in the middle of the field on a zone and then they throw it somewhere else, don't really need to show that. I don't feel like it matters as much for the game flow. And there's something about being the quarterback while you just kind of feel like you are the team. So we can probably get through non-quarterback seasons a lot faster, but we'll see how it feels when we get there. Obviously, not really the pressing issue right now, just hadn't mentioned that before, so I thought I would. At any rate, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for watching. Think about liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. Until next time, I'm Nose, this is Nose for the Ball. See you next time on Rookie Watch.